Independent client, customer Tarpley. This is in Pulaski, Tennessee. So first I want to try to give you an idea of the look of the kitchen. We're working with flashlights, but there is a door opening here for a bedroom. There is an expansive wall, another door opening to a laundry and bath, a corner that turns the corner, a window, and the refrigerator is by the door going out to the pool area. Here in the middle, you've got some pipes, plumbing for the island, and then inside that room over there is a laundry and the other. So we're gonna start here in the kitchen. If you take a look, this doorway here is actually a door, swings inside. We have 130 inches from this door trim to this door trim right over here. And this is the laundry door trim. Inside of this space, we've got a couple of receptacles here, but the one to be careful of is this one and the double switches. So on this wall, they're wanting to put a pantry on the end of the run here. And so if I pull a tape measure from the molding, you're looking about 23 inches is what is going to clear the switches before where the pantry starts. So 23, 24 inches is where we need to be at. But then they want to put this outlet inside of the pantry. So if you take a look from the trim of the door, 28 inches would be the closest that you could be to that outlet and it still be inside the cabinet comfortably. So somewhere around 27, 26 is where the pantry should start on this wall. Real critical that this be where you start with your layout because everything else is going to kind of fall in place. Now between this outlet and the next outlet, there's a real good span, it's like 45 inches. So there's plenty of room to put like a 3-foot pantry here if you wanted, or even a 30-inch pantry, whatever. Now, as far as uppers, look above, there are no ceiling heights to this. I think we're probably gonna keep this in the 8-foot top alignment, the 96-inch top alignment, 42-inch uppers. This is gonna be a not so formal area. If you turn around, this is actually open to the garage area of the house. So this is an included garage and kitchen is what this actually is. So there's not really going to be a real formal look to this. This is going to be just part of the open living space. So come over here on this side. Your doors will have 3.5-inch trim on two sides, that shaker trim. This door will be 43 3/4 inches with trim. On this right-hand side, you got 53 7/8 to the trim from the corner. This is including the sheetrock that might be here. If you take a look on this one, your outlet's around 16 inches. Take a look on this one, your outlet's around 43. Now that being said, from the molding to your cabinets, you want to leave at least 3 or 4 inches of margin. It needs to match. This margin on the right hand side of this door needs to match the margin that's going to be on the left hand side of this door. So from a visual aspect, this can be whatever length we want, but we definitely want the margins around that door to match each other. So we're going to turn the corner. We talked about a diagonal corner wall cabinet. We also talked about a blind corner cabinet. Whichever looks more aesthetically pleasing. Again, this is the corner of a room that is a big, huge room. So if this is going to have some smaller cabinets, the diagonal wall corner cabinet may be the best way to go. If this has got some larger cabinet doors, maybe the blind corner upper. Doesn't really matter to her as far as that goes at this point. Now, if you come down this wall and take a look, you got your receptacle at 10. You've got another receptacle here at 39. And then you've got another receptacle on the other side of the range, and that receptacle is at 79, okay? Down here on the bottom, if you take a look, your range is at 57 to the center of the range, so good 3-inch incremental. One major thing to look at on this one is that we are going to need to do this as a sheetrock return on this window. We need to maximize the amount of room that we have here for that one. So when we look at sheetrock return, this space, the measurements that I'm giving you of 90 3/4 is accounting for a 1/2 inch of sheetrock on the inset here. The width of this finishes at 33, and then the overall length of this is 40 1/2 without any molding on that. Now that does mean that we still have a 2 3/4 or 3 1/2 inch molding at the door. But 40 1/2 inches is going to allow us, when we do sheetrock return, it's going to allow us to have this space to have a 39-inch enclosure. They're going to have a 36-inch refrigerator, 70 1/2 inches tall, about 30 inches deep. And so they want to have the 27-inch end panels and the 27-inch top mom's attic to go above that so that it looks nice and returns good to the 24-inch stuff here. One thing we talked about too is that maybe the countertop here would actually turn and come up taller as a splash just for this area. Maybe everything else would have 4-inch, but come up taller as a splash to this area, and then this actually be covered in the same stone that the countertop's covered in. And that would make this look intentional for what you did to the kitchen window, with window having the sheetrock return, make it look intentional. If you take a look right here, that's 42.5 from the floor to the bottom of that window sill. And so that spacing would be plenty high enough. 40 is the top of most of your regular splashes. Come over here in the center, you've got your drain, you got your hot and cold water pipe, you've got your lines for electrical and dishwasher in the island. So we talked about the island today being 108 inches long, running the same length as the pantry wall, running perpendicular to the range and refrigerator wall. We did also talk about this having about a 6-foot offset, 4 foot of walk-in space, 2 foot against the wall. So 6 foot of offset from the wall to the beginning of the island. And then from that go 108 inches that direction. Now, just so you know, the center of this pipe is 84 inches from the pantry wall. It's 117 from the range wall. That's the pipe. The actual hot and cold lines are 130 inches to the range wall. Again, 84 inches from the pantry wall. And then also we talked about having a 4-foot wide island, maybe 48.5, 54 wide island. So you'd have a 24-inch cabinet base, and you'd have table banding and legs for the offset to have like a built-in table to the back of your island. So if you look at 108 by 55, that's the maximum quartz slab size that you can have for an island. You would have to put your table banding at like 21 off the back of the cabinet. And we would have to have a strong back wall built into this, a 2x4 strong back wall. So the ends of the cabinets on this end would be standard finish and skinned to hide the back wall. The other side would be finished in and skinned. And then the back panel would run the full length at 108. You'd have to do a seam section on the center since it's oversized. They did want the dishwasher to the right-hand side of the sink base. And if you look at the center line, a 3-foot or a 33-inch sink base will fit this just perfectly. All right, let's go ahead and go to the laundry room. In the laundry room, you've got a washing machine on this wall, dryer on this wall. You've got a corner that turns. Then you've got hot and cold water lines for a bathroom vanity. And then here in the corner, you have a toilet that's facing into the room, okay? So to start with, let's just look around the room again. This wall is going into a shower area over here. This window will have the normal trim around it that you would normally have in the house, so standard trim. You have a return wall here. That is the other side of the shower, some switches, and then you have the door section that we came in to begin with. So let's start right here in the corner where the toilet flange is. From the corner of the room to the window trim, which is this mark, it's 70.5 inches. From the window trim to window trim mark, it's 41.25 inches. And from the corner of the shower to the window trim is 31.5 inches. The shower return, the alcove, is 47.75. When I come down this wall on this side, it's a 30.5. And I come over here on this side, I'm sorry, 37. It's 37 is what it was. And 37 is the same wall depth on this side. Across the back wall, including the doorway, which is corner to corner, it's 49 inches. So the door itself is about a 32-inch area, 37 with molding. Just put it in the center of a 49-inch wall segment. And the last thing we do is right here, from the corner here, all the way down to the other corner. This wall is 142.5 inches long. And this is the dishwasher, the dryer and the washing machine side. Now on this side, if we come from the corner and come out, the dryer vent is at 41 inches. The dryer outlet box, the 220 outlet box, is at 51 inches. And from the corner to the center of the washing machine connection is 73 inches, okay? I want to draw this entire room because the customer is really trying to get some linen storage in here. So one thing we talked about today was putting the vanity here and putting it, to the left of the stack here for the toilet. But then possibly that corner having a linen cabinet in it. So you have a very limited amount of space in front of a linen cabinet with doors on it. It may need to be that we actually turn the corner in the bottom with a countertop setting, have the countertop actually turn up against the side of the dryer, and then do upper wall cabinets here that either sit on the countertop or are 15 inches deep on both sides to get extra storage out of them. Here you've got a mirror and light above the vanity, and they're looking at this being probably a 36, I think that's what we said a minute ago. Yeah, it's going to be like a 36 to 39 inch vanity space. So the center of that is where the plumbing is coming out. Your first red pipe is at 46 inches from the corner. Your blue pipe is at 54 inches from the left-hand corner. This is going to have some work on it as far as drawing it in different scenarios to make everything work out and corresponding with the customer. Ceiling height in here is 108, so you do have a limitation on your height. In the front room, you're at 96. Top alignment here probably would work out better at 96 as well. But again, you could go 96 with the cabinets and 3 extra inches for the molding. 99 would still fit with no problem. That is a good starting point, I think. Let's go over the drawing real quick, just so you'll have that. Here is your outside wall with your front door. Here is the return wall with the pantry and the switches and the doorway. Here's the numbers for your plumbing in the middle of the room. Here is the shape of the actual shower area in the laundry room. There's your toilet flange in the corner, your red and blue pipe. Here is your dryer outlet, your washing machine outlet and waste. 108-inch ceilings. Looking at well-worn forest cabinetry in the Dover cabinet door style, possibly a finished paint, possibly a stain. We're not real sure at that point yet, but they're pretty happy with that Dover. Just a simple, they want a very simple look to the kitchen layout instead of a more traditional overlay look. And as far as that goes, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at 423-650-1051. Have a great evening.